who's just about to start his career to maybe the next level. Guy, I've seen on the regional scene in the Northeast for a long time. 9-2, 28 years young. Got a big fight. I believe it's August 23rd. Let's bring him in for the very first time here on the Fight Finesse Show. Jonathan Piersma, my man. Jonathan, how you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. First and foremost, kind of following you on socials and seeing some of your stuff. How the hell did you get the nickname Warhawk? Greatest nickname ever by a fighter. Like, how the hell did you get that?
That's funny. It's actually Hawk is my middle name.
Okay.
So I when I first went pro, my manager at the time told me I needed a nickname, and I was like, I'm not gonna come up with my own, so find one for me, I guess. And he found out my middle name's Hawk, and he came up with it, and we went from there. Kind of stuck.
I like it. And brother, nice shirt. Is that the Kevin Carrier original?
Kevin, yeah. I just threw it on this morning.
Bro, I almost had the shirt on. I literally almost had that shirt on. I had it on. Yeah. I had to put on the sponsor shirt. I had to make some money. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's fair.
But no, much love. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out. So my man, big fight, August 23rd. I know you said it was, I think on your post you said it was kind of short notice. Is that true?
Yeah.
How much notice did you have for this?
Yeah, this was I got about 2 weeks or just over 2 weeks, I think about 15 days. My manager called me up because ever since my last fight at the end of May, we've kind of just been waiting around, kind of waiting for a UFC opportunity, not really looking to fight regionally. So yeah, about 15 days out from the event, my manager called me up. He said, the UFC just called me, said, "Are you interested in this opportunity?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was just ready for anything they brought to me." So when it came, I was like, "All right, let's do it." So yeah, I think it was about 15 days. They called me up and asked me if I wanted to do it. So we said, yeah.
It's funny that you say that because I talked to so many fighters that are in that spot where you were. You just won a big main event of one of the bigger regional scenes shows with Cage Titans and all that nature. And it's like, what's next? It's like, do you take another big fight for another bigger show like that? Or do you kind of like play that waiting game because it's you just never know the opportunity could come quick, or next thing you know, it's been 8 months and you never get that call. It's a weird spot. Did you think about what you were going to do beforehand, or did you have your spot like, hey, no, I'm waiting. The UFC is going to call me. I believe it's going to happen. That's my mindset. That was my last one at your last main event when at Cage Titans.
Yeah. So as soon as I got done with that main event, I 3-0 this year, 3 finishes, won the belt for Cage Titans. I knew that I was, right on the edge, and I knew I was close. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a little while. I'm gonna wait. I probably wouldn't have waited forever. I think I was thinking, probably September, October. If I hadn't heard anything, I'd probably gear up and maybe take a fight. But yeah, I was in kind of that weird spot of just, kind of training, trying to stay ready, but also waiting because, didn't want to really take another regional fight if I didn't have to. So, I was just waiting for a little while, enjoying the summer a little bit. But, I'm sure come September, October, I would have got pretty antsy and probably had to jump in there and get something. But luckily, the opportunity came. So I guess it was worth the wait.
I would love your take on, you're doing the road to the UFC. Tonight is the kickoff to Dana White Contender Series. I was lucky enough. I was at the second season 2 of Dana White Contender Series of the first episode. That show is different. Like that show is just so exciting. There's nothing like it. I always tell people about, like, if you're not into MMA, like, it's weird. It's like a job interview and the Super Bowl in one thing. It's such a weird kind of thing about it. It's the biggest fight of your life, but you don't know what's going to happen on the outside of it. Of course, there's the Ultimate Fighter. I know you're locked into this spot. Did you think about the different opportunities you're going to have, or maybe even a short notice fight against a big time fighter on a pay-per-view? Did you think about different opportunities or which avenue you wanted to take, or you just wanted to get your foot in the door?
Yeah, really. I just wanted to get in and do any opportunity they could bring me. This road to the UFC probably wasn't one of the ones that I thought was going to come my way. As I was waiting, my manager had been kind of in talks with the UFC, and they kind of had me on a short notice, call-up list. So I was kind of had that in my head of maybe it would be like a short notice. And every time like a 170 guy would drop out, I would, text my manager and be like, "Oh, opening." So I thought maybe that's what the short notice would be like a short notice fill-in for a UFC card. But I was willing to do contenders. I was willing to do anything
Yeah.
I told my manager that. They told the UFC that. They're like, anything you got, any opportunity to get me in, get me a contract. Like I was ready to jump on it. So yeah, I was just kind of ready for any opportunity that came my way. Like I said, this road to the UFC wasn't what I originally thought would it be, but that's an opportunity. So we said, yeah, let's take it, let's do it.
What's your take on sometimes short notice fights sometimes happen to, highlight? I remember Jack Della Maddalena fought a short notice guy, Baz. What's your take? Would you have taken anything? Like, would you have, if something happened and Usman needed a fight and you would have fought Usman on 4 days? Like, was it literally anyone in the welterweight division? Or do you have to kind of be a little bit more professional with your career about like, hey guys, right now in my stage of my career, I'm probably not going to fight Kamaru Usman in a co-main event. Like, where are you at mentally on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I would have been willing to jump on any opportunity short notice, especially for like a
Okay.
UFC card.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, they're probably not going to bring me in to fight Kamaru Usman, but
Hey.
yeah, I mean, any short notice opportunity that you were going to call me with, I even told them I'd do 185 if they had a short notice.
Okay.
So really any opportunity that they had, I was really ready to jump on it because you never know it'd be hard to turn down because you don't know when you're going to get another one.
Right.
Even with this opportunity, it was like kind of went back and forth with my manager. He's like, it's not really a UFC contract. Hopefully it gets you one. A really top level prospect we're fighting, but I was like,
really good name.
Who knows when this opportunity could come. It could be another 8 months before they call me. So, I'd rather, take this opportunity, make the most of it than, sit around and wait and then maybe regret not taking it. So, yeah, it's not ideal circumstances. Short notice never is, but yeah, I told myself I'd be willing to go on any short notice opportunity that came our way, and this is what it was. So I, stuck to my word and took it, and now we're almost a week out from it. So
it's crazy. It is. It's around the corner. I got one more for you, and then Elle, if you want to jump in, one or two. I would love your take because he's so polarizing. There's no middle ground for this fighter. People kind of respect him and love him, or they kind of bash on him. What's your take on the UFC welterweight champion, Bilal Muhammad?
I mean, he's definitely. I mean, you got to give him his props. He's a good fighter. He went and beat Leon, who everyone thought was, the best, 170er in the world right now. He went in there, beat him, pretty convincingly. So I mean, you got to give him his props. He worked his way up. I mean, like I just think people don't really like his personality, which I mean, I can see he's a little bit not my style. But as far as a fighter, you got to give him his props. Like he earned it. He's a champ, so good for him. But yeah.
Gotcha. Else?
I obviously, sorry about that. My internet, I don't know what it's doing. So I missed it. Forgive me if you've already answered this question, but I just kind of wanted to get your take on like the different ways that people get into the UFC. Obviously, we have Contender Series tonight. We have the Ultimate Fighter tonight. Did you already ask this? Is that why you're laughing? Oh, never mind. See, yeah. I got nothing. I'm sorry.
Hey, Elle, it's all good, man. It's all good. All good.
My internet is not my friend today.
It's all good.
All good. All good. Jonathan, this Saturday night, UFC 305, you got Izzy or DDP?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yes. Everyone's 50.
Before DDP beat Strickland, I probably would have went Izzy. I'm gonna go Izzy, but I don't know. It could go either way.
I feel like that's the masses. I don't hear a super confident one way or another. And even me, I'm picking Izzy. Challenger Izzy is a different beast.
I think if Izzy,
I'm not confident.
If Izzy fights like he was, like a year or two ago, I think he can definitely win that fight. If he shows up like he did against Strickland, who knows? Because DDP is a brute. I mean, he might be able to grab him, kind of hold on to him, overwhelm him with pressure. But Izzy could also, just pick him apart from the outside and win a decision. So I don't know. That's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that one.
For sure. I got another one. I because it's close to me a little bit. I do different scenes and I work for Game Bred Bare Knuckle MMA. Yeah. There's so many different avenues of fighting and making money now in 2024 with what Jake Paul is doing and so much other bare knuckle stuff. And there's misfit boxing. There's just so much other out there. Jonathan, are you kind of hey, I want to work. I want to fight for the UFC. It's the pinnacle of MMA. Or are you just kind of like, hey, I want to be a mixed martial artist or a fighter that just makes money? Where are you at on that scenario?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a tough question because, for me, ever since I started fighting pro and, everyone watches the UFC and, that's the place where you can really make your name and, really, show yourself as one of the best in the world. So I think at this point in my career, kind of like I'm still young. So I'm really, I'm really set on trying to get to the UFC. I really want to be in the UFC and make my way up. But also at the end of the day, I'm doing this to make money. So,
Yeah.
if something came along that was just a crazy amount of money, obviously it'd be hard to turn down. So that's tough. Yeah, I really want to be in the UFC and, I'll go and win this fight. Hopefully I get a contract. I'm with the UFC. But also, at the end of the day, it's about making money and, it'd be hard to turn down opportunities that were, big money. So yeah, it's tough. I think right now I'm really focused on the UFC route. That's
Yeah.
really my goal. But I would never say never to anything else later in my career.
Yeah, no, I respect it. It really is. It's wild how much different avenues there was. Like 6 years ago, it was like, hey, you worked for the UFC, or maybe you were a Bellator guy. Like there was that. Now there's just 20 different avenues to make good money. Like it's not even just like bad money. Sometimes I know guys that are doing better outside the UFC than inside the UFC.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, I think I could, especially at the point in my career, I think I could take a different path and make more money quicker.
Yeah.
Where I'm sitting, I'm looking at it as like I want to, I want to get to the UFC, work my way up, and really, build a name for myself. So, I think that's where I'm at now. But like I said, at a certain point, you never say never to anything.
That's for sure. 28 years young, crazy brother, crazy. Ella, anything else? If not, we're gonna let Jonathan run.
Real quick, I feel like fighters always have to answer like the same 10 to 15 questions. So we've kind of been trying to ask people some more interesting stuff. Is there any like hobbies outside of fighting that you have? Anything else you enjoy doing?
I really like to golf, which I haven't got to do much of this summer, but I like to golf. That's a good one for me. A hobby where I'm able to, go on the course with some buddies and play some golf, drink some beers. It's been a busy year with fights, so I haven't got to get out too much, but golf when I'm able to.
So if you get this UFC contract in a few weeks, that's going to be the move, is celebrate with a few rounds of golf.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Come home and play a little golf, chill. But you never know. Maybe I go win this and they want to turn me around quick. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
This looks good, Jonathan.
Yeah, there you go. I'm not great at golf. I'm not like a great golf player. I just like playing it.
I know, me too. The pitching wedge, that's all I'm good at. The pitch, everything else, I'm shit. Yeah. Give me the pitching wedge. I'm all right.
I can hit everything far. It's not always straight.
The aims might be off.
I hear you. Man, Jonathan, appreciate it. Hey, good skill to you. August 23rd, road to the UFC. Knock this guy out. Get the UFC contract. We'll talk soon. All right, brother?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, man. Jonathan Piersma.
See you guys.
There you go. Dude, stud. It is cool. It is so wild. Oh.
Chris, I know you know the answer to this question. There's only one correct answer to this question.